Cossack Crazies, we are back. We are about to get ourselves ready for a Game 2 start. As far as my iPad getting some more juice, I think I got it figured out. The display brightness was all the way jacked up, so we took care of that. We dropped that down. We're at 30% right now and holding. So we'll hope that it stays right there. But it was a big win for our Cossacks, 19-1. In game number 1, as we get to call it in the third inning. It was a big second inning as the Cossacks plated 14, if my count is right there. And then Abby Axtell on the mound with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts in 3 innings. Nice job, Abby Axtell. I don't have a player of the game sponsor for today, other than just saying that Tropical Smoothie Cafe has been our player of the game sponsor for volleyball and basketball, but I officially don't have any gift certificates. I don't have any Jimmy John's things. Once again, with my father in some health issues, he's down in Sioux Falls at the moment. We're trying to get him to Flandre tomorrow back into the nursing home. But I just ran out of time today, going back and forth from Sioux Falls, then trying to get over here and set everything up. So I didn't get a chance to talk to our player of the game sponsors like I wanted to. Not enough hours in the day, as always. So we'll go through a lot of our sponsors. Bankstar Financial, our exclusive presenter for everything that we do here on Saul's Media, with 3 locations in Brookings, Volga, and Elkton. Bankstar provides big-time business with a small-town feel. Looking to finance a home? Need a car loan? How's your retirement plan looking? Stop in today to chat with the local professionals. Bank on the bright side. Bankstar Financial, a proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Saul's Media broadcasts. Bankstar, sponsors of everything that we do, including the podcast. I was over here during practice yesterday and put a podcast together. The Salzy Show 2.0, as I called it. It's a continuation of what I used to do on the radio, of just trying to just keep doing different things, really. It's been something that I've been trying to get some friends involved with to do that as well. I have the ability to get 4 headsets together and wanted to do that, but I don't know. We'll just see how that goes as we move forward. But it was fun just to hang out in the dugout yesterday and have the girls practicing in the background. This is number 8 for the Sisseton Redmen, and I do not have that name on my list. Cassidy Smith, our pitcher here in game number 2. Cassidy Smith is going to start this off with a ball, so we're at 1-0, or 1-0 on the count. Cassidy delivers on that. That is going to be a hot shot down the first base line, just wide. Foul ball there, 1-1. Number 8, I don't have the name on that, and I don't think they're on Game Changer either. So number 8 is going to remain nameless until I hear something for the Sisseton Redmen. She was not part of the first game, so I don't know who that is. That is going to be fouled back as well. That is J.C. Olson with a nice catch off of the net backstop, but once it hits net, it's a dead ball. So 1-2 now. Cassidy Smith to start this first inning. And that'll be a line drive. Sisseton is going to get number 8 on first base. So a good hit to start it for Sisseton. Complete opposite start is what we did in the first game. And that will bring number 13 to the plate. This is also a name that I did not have in the first game. So that doesn't do me any good. That is going to be slap foul. 0-1 now for Sisseton. They do have a girl on first. Yeah, they've got a bunch of players. Number 6 also on deck, but not on my list. 1-1 now to number 13. 13 is a tall girl. She looks like she's probably 5'9", 5'10", good sized. So we'll see what kind of hitting she can do here. Sisseton with a girl on first, and that will be tapped foul just past my bleacher spot here. 1-2 now on the count. Cassidy Smith ahead of hitter number 2 for Sisseton. They're not on Game Changer, so I can't even really look up who these girls are. I guess I could try to find their roster on South Dakota High School. That pitch is going to get away from Olson. That will allow number 8 to scamper down to second. It is a 2-2 count now, I believe. To number 13 here, 2-2, nobody out. And now Sisseton threatening with a runner in scoring position. That is going to be a full count now. Cassidy Smith, who was full to the second hitter for Sisseton. As soon as we get in between innings here, I'm going to try to look up something on South Dakota High School Activity Association, see if I can get some names here. That is a pop-up right side. That is going to be caught. Our first baseman is Zaylee Lanshin, and she is going to get out number 1. So an F3 out number 1, and that will bring also a new player to the day. Number 6. This is the third hitter in the lineup for Sisseton. They've started with 3 players that were not in the first game. Ball 1. 1 out here in game number 2, starting in the first inning here, top of the first. Too high in that, 2-0 now. The on-deck hitter, I do that one. Kate Meyer is her name, number 9. She was the pitcher that started for Sisseton. That pitch gets away from Olsen. She's going to fire it on to third. Not in time. It gets away from Morano, and that will allow Sisseton to get on the board here in the first inning. So that pitch got away. Sisseton has a girl on first, but number 8 came all the way around to score. 6 reaches. That is a foul ball to start this at bat for Kate Meyer. So Sisseton gets on the board. 1-0 here in the top of the first. Kate Meyer, the cleanup hitter. That gets away from Olsen. That will allow number 6 to scamper up to second. So a complete difference from the game number 1 that we played today. Cassidy Smith on the mound for the Cossacks. Battling so far. 0-1, 0-2 count. Sorry, no. 0-2 to Meyer. That is going to be fouled off of the concession stand. Almost hitting Walker on the other side of the concession stand, but she's okay. Still an 0-2 count here in the first. Cassidy Smith. Get her sign, and she will deliver. That is going to be too low. 1-2 now. To Kate Meyer, the cleanup hitter for Sisseton. Swings through that. Cassidy Smith gets a strikeout for out number 2. Sisseton will keep their runner on second. This is going to be Isabel Lamoni. Kate Meyer strikes out for out number 2. Isabel, the 5th hitter for Sisseton, will look at ball 1. Cassidy delivers a strike there. 1-1 now on the count. Next hitter is also a player that we did not have in the first game. Our 3 is on deck. That's going to be fouled back. 1-2. So Cassidy Smith trying to get out of the first inning. 1 run in for Sisseton. Complete opposite start of game number 1 as Sisseton has come across to take a lead here. Cassidy Smith too high in that pitch. 2-2 now. Cassidy Smith getting a start here in game number 2. They're going to need more arms for sure. That gets past Olsen, so that will allow number 6 for Sisseton to get over to third as Isabel Lamoni has a full count now. 3-2, 2 outs. Sisseton now with a girl on third. Cassidy Smith fires, swings through that, gets a strikeout to end the top of the first. And we move to the Sioux Valley side of the first inning, but it's 1-0. Sisseton Redmen. So the starting lineup, the hitting lineup, brought to us by CC's Bar and Grill, fantastic spot in downtown Volga. Hitting first, our pitcher, Casty Smith. Hitting second, our left fielder, Zoe Hemestead. Hitting third, our shortstop, McKinley Schwab. Hitting fourth in cleanup, it is our center fielder, Amelia Jacobson. Hitting fifth, playing third base, Abby Axtell. Hitting sixth, our catcher, J.C. Olson. Hitting seventh, playing first base, Zaylee Lanshin. Hitting eighth, our second baseman, Cam Eaker. And hitting ninth, our right fielder, Maddie Jaquette. Pitching for the Sisseton Redmen, that is number 8, the nameless number 8. As we're just trying to get things lined up here. So, firing up for our Cossacks, Casty Smith, our pitcher for game number 2. The lefty. Outside on the first pitch, 1-0. We get to thank other sponsors as we move through this game number 2 here. As I was prepared to go through, 5 innings of things. That's a pop-up right here in the infielder. The catcher reaching for it and will not get it. Maybe a play for the third baseman, but the catcher called it and was unable to get the catcher's mitt all the way up there. So just a foul ball, 1-1 to Casty Smith. Shows bunt. Lands it right in front of home plate. Casty Smith will be safe as the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. So Casty Smith with a bunt single to start the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring our 2-hitter to the plate. Zoe Hemestead playing left field in game number 2 here. She shows bunt as well, misses on it. Smith showed that she was trying to steal there, but probably needed contact on the bunt. 0-1 to Hemestead. Showing bunt once again, pulls it back. Casty Smith makes it look like she's going to steal, but does not. 1-1 the count. Hemestead looking down to Tatum Sonnenberg, the head coach on third base, getting the signs. Bunted once again. That's a good bunt right down the third base line. That'll be safe. As Casty Smith scampers down to second, Hemestead with a bunt single to start. 2 bunt singles to begin game number 2. And the Cossacks have 2 runners on for McKinley Schwab, number 6. She is also playing shortstop here in game number 2. Schwab is going to look at ball 1. A little inside. She had to duck underneath that a little bit. Smith on second, Hemstead on first. Schwab hitting with nobody out. Looks at ball 2. My iPad is holding as far as the power goes. So it was a brightness thing on my screen. Got that taken care of. Now we should keep power. That pitch is going to get away from the catcher. That will allow both our runners to move up. Another ball. So a 3-0 count to Schwab. Casty Smith down to thirds. Hemestead down to second. McKinley Schwab now with a 3-0 count, hitting with 2 Cossacks in scoring position. That is way too high, and that'll be a walk to McKinley Schwab to load him up. That'll bring our cleanup hitter, Amelia Jacobson, to the plate. With Cossacks all over the place, Center fielder Amelia Jacobson, the cleanup hitter as well. She will send that right down the right field line. Just foul. Almost what probably would have been a double, maybe a triple if she could have got around, but it just landed foul. Jacobson taking that outside pitch right down the right field line, but just wide. Foul ball, strike one. That pitch is too wide. That is 1-1 count now to Jacobson. Center fielder. In game number one, she had 2 walks and a single, scored 3 times, and then ended it with a fielder's choice. That pitch is going to be a strike in the inside corner, 1-2 now. Jacobson will look at a ball there. That is going to get away from the catcher, and that will allow Cassidy Smith to slide on in to tie the game at 1. Hemestad moves down to third. McKinley Schwab moves down to second. And Amelia Jacobson at the plate with a 2-2 count now. But Sioux Valley ties it up. 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. Jacobson will send that right up the middle line drive. That is safely into center field. That'll score another run. An RBI single, and she's going to scamper up to second on the overthrow, and that will allow Schwab to move in from third. Sioux Valley plates a couple. Good hitting by Jacobson. She delivers. Hemestead scored right away, and Schwab scored when they threw it down to second to try to get Amelia Jacobson down there. So she gets the single, advances to second, and Schwab scores on the throw. So with nobody out, now it's a 3-1 lead for Sioux Valley. That'll bring Audrey Morano to the plate, and she will foul off the first pitch. 0-1 now. So good heads up on the bases there. Hemestead scored right away. McKinley got all the way over to third, and as soon as they threw it to second to try to throw Jacobson out there, that's when Schwab did the heads-up move and scored and got run number 3. That pitch got away from the catcher for Sisseton. That allowed Jacobson to move down to third. And it's a 1-1 count now to Morano. And that'll hit her. So Morano to first on a hit by pitch. And she will advance to second, but that's a hit right down the third baseline. That'll be safe. And, oh, boy, we've got, the catcher dropped it. That was going to be dead to rights. That was going to be Amelia Jacobson thrown out at the home plate. But catcher dropped it. So, on the single, Jacobson scores. Do that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that there. So, J.C. Olson with a single right down the third base line. Morano moves to second base. J.C. Olson gets the single, and this brings Zaylee Lanshin to the plate. She looks at strike number 1, rather than the outside corner, trying to catch us up here. J.C. Olson with the single that goes right down the third base line. She's safe at first because the throw came home. There's a foul ball straight back for Zaylee Lanshin, 0-2 in her count now. So instead of making the throw to first, the first baseman picked it up, threw it home, and Jacobson should have been dead to rights, but the catcher dropped it, and Jacobson slid underneath the drop. 4-1 now, as I should correct that on my scoreboard. 4-1 here in the first. 2 outs. Nobody out yet. 2 strikes, sorry. I'm just catching myself up here. 2 strikes. To Lanshin, 0-2 on the count. Nobody out here. Cossacks on first and second. That pitch high and outside. 1-2 in the count now. We've got Morano at second. J.C. Olson at first. This is Zaylee Lanshin playing first base in game number 2 here. She's at the plate with a 1-2 count. That rolls to the plate, gets away from the catcher. That is Morano. Is going to move down to third. Olson to move up to second. So 2-2 on the count. Morano third, Olson is second. Lanshin hitting with a 2-2 count now. That is going to bounce as well. It gets away from the catcher, but nobody advancing on that. 3-2 now, full count for Zaylee Lanchin. With 2 runners in scoring position, it's 4-1 lead for Sioux Valley already. Zaylee, another left-hander in the lineup. She will look at strike 3. That'll be a strikeout for our Sisseton pitcher. Out number 1. Runners stay where they are. So 1 out. That'll bring Cam Eaker to the plate. With Morano on third and Olson on second, Cam Eaker can add to the lead with a base hit here. The pitch is going to be low and inside. Ball 1. Once again, I figured out the power of my iPad. It was the brightness of the screen, so we dropped that down. The charge is staying right at 30%, which is fantastic. Cam swings through strike 1, so a 1-1 count now. Cam Eaker playing second base here in game number 2. Cam had 2 walks and scored twice in the first game. That is going to be a deep shot, left field, over her head. 1 bounce to the fence. Cam Eaker delivers on a 2-run double to plate 2 Cossacks. Celebrating a second base out there. Great hit. Cam Eaker delivering. 2-run double. Morano scores. Olson comes around. Cam Eaker with a great shot to the left field fence. A double, and that'll bring up the 9th hitter in the lineup. This is Maddie Jaquit. Maddie playing right field, game number 2. We'll look at 2 balls to start her at bat. 2-0 now. 1 out here in the bottom of the first, but it's 6-1 now. Cam Eaker with a 2-run double. Maddie looks at strike 1 there, so a 2-1 count now. Cam with a blast to the left field fence. Gets 2 RBIs out of that. That pitch is going to get away from the catcher. That'll allow Speaker Eaker to move over to third. But it is a 3-1 count now at the same time. So Maddie will look at ball 4. Runners on first and third now. Maddie gets to first on a walk. And the Cossacks are going to bat around here in the first. That'll bring the top of the order back to the plate. Eaker on third, Maddie on first, and Casty Smith will look at I believe that was ball 1, but it allowed Maddie to move down to second, so I'm going to do that. That's a pop-up right here in the infield. Shortstop calling for it. Third baseman calling for it. It's going to be Kate Meyer, the shortstop, that comes up with that. That'll be out number 2, so that is Casty Smith with an F6, out number 2. That'll bring Zoe Hempstead to the plate, her second at bat of the first inning. With 2 outs now. Eaker on third, Maddie on second. Hempstead is going to foul that off. That goes off the arm of the catcher, who seems like she felt that a little bit. So 0-1 now to Hempstead. Good hit there. Kate Meyer's going to reach up from shortstop position and glove that, so that will end the first inning for the Cossacks, but they bring 6 across as we move to the top of the second. It'll be a line 6 for out number 3, Hempstead. There we go. Inning number 2 is going to be brought to us by Midland Contracting, a new sponsor for our softball season. Thank you, Midland, for joining on board on this and being a sponsor of the softball season. Midland Contracting, a fantastic construction spot right here in Volga. Proud sponsors of Sioux Valley Athletics. They are sponsors of everything that happens as well. They're big supporters of the Cossacks. Thank you, Midland, for being a part of this and being part of the Sauls Media broadcast at the same time. So thank you to Midland Contracting. We'll go through the rest of the sponsors as we get through this game here. But we are going to move to the top of the second. It's a 6-1 lead for Cassidy Smith, who is heading back to the mound. As we're going to get some other Sisseton players here and maybe some names at some point. I'm not sure, but I'm going to look them up on my phone if it's going to happen at all. Seems like Cassidy has got her warm-ups in. Cam Eaker, the inspirational leader, gives her inspiration to Cassidy Smith at the mound. This will be number 3, who is playing second base for Sisseton. Number 3, do I have her from the first time around? I don't think I do. No, I do not. So another name that I don't have for the Sisseton Redmen, but it is number 3. This is the 6th hitter in their lineup, and it'll be too high on the first pitch, so a 1-0 count. Smith delivers. High and inside, ball 2. Too low on that, 3-0 now. To the 6th hitter in the lineup for Sisseton, the second baseman. She's number 3, but I don't have her name yet. Hoping to find that here soon. Cassidy Smith now. Behind in the count, 3-0. We'll deliver that, 3-1 now. Good pitch there. Cossack starting the second inning here with a 6-1 lead now. And that will be too low, so a walk to start the second inning. I do have this number. This is number 14. This is Shay Gray. In the first game, she was playing center field, so perhaps she's playing center field again. I'm just going to write it down. What's wrong is wrong. Cassidy Smith delivers. Strike 1 there. Swings through that pitch. Swings through strike 2. 0-2 now. Cassidy ahead of Shay Gray at the plate. And that'll be strike 3. But the runner on first is going to scamper down to second on the swing and miss. So with 1 out, Shay Gray strikes out. That's out number 1. Coming to the plate is a number I didn't even see there. Low and outside, ball 1. Not even sure on the number here. Smith delivers. Swing through that, 1-1 now. Hitters number 16. Another number I don't have from the first game, of course. That pitch gets away from Olsen. That will allow Sisseton to scamper down to third. And that'll be a 2-1 count to another nameless Sisseton player. But I hope to look up here pretty quick here. Just trying to catch up with things. Smith delivers too high, and that gets to the backstop, but the new padding back there brought it right back to home plate. So the runner on third had to stay there on third. No chance to advance as that pass ball came right back to home plate. 3-1 though. Good pitch there, 3-2. Smith delivers right down the middle, swinging strike there. Good job of pitching. So Cassidy Smith gets another strikeout. That's 2 in a row now as the catcher for the Sisseton Redmen will come to the plate. She's the 9th hitter in the lineup. And that'll be a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 now to the catcher for Sisseton. Again, I'll try to get the names here. Busy trying to get all our sponsors in at the same time. There's a hit down the first base line. Good slap there. The throw into first, not in time. But that will score another run for Sisseton as the girl that was on third will come in on the single. So the catcher slaps one down the first base line. She's safe at first, gets the RBI out of it. 6-2 now. Still a lead for Sioux Valley. And that'll bring the top of the order up. This is number... That is not number 8. This might be a designated player. No, it is number 8. She'll tap one over to second base. It goes right over Cam's glove into right field. Heads up play by the runner at second base. She scampers over to third. Tough play for Cam Eaker. It just bounced right over her glove. So that'll give Sisseton runners at first and third with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Tough play for Cam Eaker. With a runner going right in front of her, it bounced right over her glove. Ground ball with eyes, as you know, old baseball players will say. That is going to be a foul ball over the Sisseton dugout, bouncing around behind him. Foul ball makes it an 0-1 count. This is number 13. She is their first baseman. Again, I'll try and get some names for us. But Cassidy Smith ahead in the count with 2 outs here in the top of the second. It's 6-2, lead for Sioux Valley. That pitch on the outside corner, 0-2 now. Good pitch by Smith. Sisson's got runners on first and third. But it's an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Smith trying to get out of this. That pitch a little high, 1-2 now. Trying to get the hitter to chase that. Hitter didn't bite. That pitch is going to be outside. The runner on first is going to scamper down to second, so a stolen base as well. So Sisseton with runners on second and third now, a 2-2 count with 2 outs. The pitch is going to be too low, full count now. Smith trying to get out of this. Battling with the 2-hitter in the lineup for Sisseton. Full count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. And that'll be fouled straight back. Good battle going on here. Count stays full. Smith delivers. That'll be a ground ball to shortstop. Tough hop again. Goes off the chest of Lemmy. That throw home, trying to get the runner coming in from third. Off the mark. Olsen loses that, and that's going to allow number 13 to get all the way over to third on the overthrows. So, 2 runs come in for Sisseton. And that will number 13, who had a nice hit. She'll get over to third. 2 outs. So now number 6. This is the third baseman for Sisseton. She'll come to the plate. 6-4 lead now. Sioux Valley still up by 2 here, but 2 outs here in the top of the second. Cassidy Smith delivers. Be just outside. 1-0. So a tough hop. Is that Hemestead at short? It looks like it's Zoe Hemestead at short. So a tough hop that goes right off of her chest. 2 tough hops in this second inning. As Cam Eaker had a runner go in front of her and then it bounced right over her glove. Hemestead had a good look at that and it just bounced up right into her chest and off of her and allowed 2 runners to come in. And the batter to get all the way over to third base. 1-2. That is a not as checked. So 2-2 now, the count. as I get caught up on my scoreboard here. 2 outs, 2-2. And that'll be strike 3. Good pitch there. That ends the threat here in the second inning. So we move to the bottom of the second, but Sisseton puts 3 more on the board. 6-4 now. For Sioux Valley, we're going to have McKinley Schwab coming to the plate, who is in left field, not playing shortstop. Hemstead's at short. I'm going to try to do something here on my phone of phones. Game changer. Where might you be at? See if we can't get some idea of who these players are. For Sisseton, events. Maybe no event scheduled, so get out of that. Home. See what the cosmetics. Tap on that. Nope, that's not working. So that is not going to work. How about Stage SA? We'll do softball. This site can't be reached. What? Oh boy. My phone's been doing this all day, of just not really wanting to work. I don't understand what's going on. It's unreachable, it says. Eesh. Okay, so our Sisseton players are going to remain unnamed, as this is full of a lineup that I did not get any names for. So for our Sioux Valley side here in the bottom of the second, this is hitter McKinley Schwab, who had a walk and scored in the first inning. She will start the second inning off as the third hitter in the lineup, and she's ahead in the count 2-0. No count now. Schwab will watch strike 1 on the inside corner. 3-1. McKinley Schwab walked and scored already in this game, and will walk again as that pitch bounces to home plate. McKinley gets to first on her second walk of the game. McKinley in the first game had a single and 2 walks and scored 3 times. So continuing that trend, that'll bring cleanup hitter Amelia Jacobson to the plate. She had a single in the first inning and scored. Showing bunt, pulls it back. Schwab is going to scamper down to second with a stolen base. Pitch was called a strike, so it's 0-1 now to Jacobson, but Schwab scampers down to second. Line drive off the glove of the second baseman, and now, oh boy, in time at first, just in time. So that will be a 4-3 putout for Amelia Jacobson. A ground out, 1 out here, and Schwab scampers down to third, bringing Audrey Morano to the plate. Morano will look at ball 1. Tough call at first base. Morano ducks underneath that. 2-0 now. And we'll see a strike there. Good pitch. 2-1 now to Morano. Playing third base here in game number 2. She was hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. Now trying to do some damage here in the second. That'll be too high. 3-1 now. Morano in game number 1 was hit by a pitch twice, had a single as well, and scored twice. That is going to be popped foul over the Sisseton dugout. And that will fill the count. 3-2 with 1 out. McKinley Schwab sitting on third base. And that will be outside. That'll walk Morano. Schwab threatens to come home as the ball got away from the catcher, but moves back to third. So Cossacks will have runners on first and third now with Morano walking. J.C. Olson, the catcher, coming to the plate. 1 out and 2 Cossacks on, first and third now. That pitch will be inside, gets away from the catcher. Schwab trying to score on that, and she will, as the pitcher couldn't get to home plate fast enough. So Sioux Valley puts another one on the board. Schwab comes in to score on the wild pitch. Morano goes down to second. J.C. Olson will now have a 1-0 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. That bounces off the plate, 2-0 now. iPad power holding at 29%, so I think we're going to be just fine now. It was the screen brightness that was screwing us up. Not sure how I did that, but every broadcast is an experiment. We learn something else every time we get out here. 3-0 now. It's a J.C. Olson. That will be outside, ball 4. Runners on first and second now with 1 out as J.C. Olson walks. That's 2 walks in a row, 3 walks in this inning. And Zaylee Lanshin, our first baseman, will come to the plate. Strikeout in the first inning. Now she's got 2 runners on the bags. Zaylee will send a shot over the shortstop. There's a base hit into left field. Morano over to third. And she'll hold there, so that loads up the bases. Good hit by Zaylee Lanshin. And the bases are loaded. Morano to third, J.C. Olson to second, Zaylee with a single to get to first, and Cam Eaker coming to the plate, the inspirational leader. With the bases juiced. Speaker Eaker at the plate. She'll watch ball 1. It went underneath the catcher, but not far enough to do any damage. So 1-0 with the bases loaded. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Sioux Valley has a 7-4 lead. They can open it up right here. That is going to be fouled straight back. 1-1 that count now. Foul ball came right into our living room. As long as it doesn't come over that backstop. Something that would put my iPad in danger. Let's not do that. Or any of the equipment I have in front of me here. Like one of those, it's going to go to my left. 1 and 2 in the count now. As Cam has fouled 2 of them straight back. Usually a good sign, at least in the baseball sense, that she's right on those pitches, just a little bit underneath. But the timing is there. So Cam Eaker now with a 1 and 2 count with 1 out and bases loaded. We'll look at ball 2. 2 and 2 now. Morano on third, Olson on second, Lanshin on first. Cam Eaker with 1 out and the bases loaded. We'll swing through that. It gets away, but there's already someone on first base, so you can't advance after a strikeout. But that'll make 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second. And that'll bring Maddie Jaquette. Maddie Jaquette. Trying to say it right. I'm still not sure if I have it. I even asked her mother, who was on the bleachers here. Maddie Jaquette, the right fielder. 9th hitter in the lineup. She comes up here with the bases loaded, a 2-0 count now. Morano on third, Olson on second, Lanshin on first. Jaquette holds off on that, a 3-0 count now. Thought about swinging at that high one, decided against it. Gets ball 3 out of it. 3-0 count with 2 outs. Swings through that. 3-1 now. Good swing on it. Just missed it. And that will roll to the plate. So a walk to Jaquit is going to score a run and keep the bases loaded. So Morano comes in. J.C. Olson to third. Zaylee Lanchin to second. Maddie Jaquit will not get a single. She walks to get to first. And that brings the top of the order. Cassidy Smith coming to the plate once again. The pitcher can help out her own cause, and she will duck under ball 1. 8-4 now. Bases still loaded for Sioux Valley here in the second inning. 2 outs. Cassidy Smith will see that hit the outside corner. 1-1 now. Cassidy needs a hit here to help her own cause out as a pitcher. That'll be a shot to left field. That is going to be just past the glove. That's a single for sure. We'll call it a double. That is going to plate 3 runs. And she is going to try to throw into third base, and she does. Cassidy Smith delivers with a bases-loaded triple here in the second inning, making it 11-4. J.C. Olson scores. Zaylee Lanchin comes around. Maddie Jaquet scores, and it is an RBI triple for Cassidy Smith. Pitcher helping her own cause. 11-4 now. 2 outs. Hempstead a bouncer right back to the pitcher, and that's going to end the inning. So damage done. Cassidy Smith helps out her own cause as we move to the top of the third. A bases-loaded triple for Cassidy. Makes it 11-4 now. But the Cossacks bat around as McKinley Schwab will be coming to the top of the order once we get to the third inning. So a nice job by our Cossacks. I tried to get some of the names of Sisseton Redmen. It is going to fail as SDHSAA did not want to open up. Game Changer didn't have anything for me because I don't think Sisston's on it. And I don't have time to go to the dugouts and try to figure it out. So Sisseton is going to remain nameless for half of their squad. Sorry, Sisseton Redmen. So Cassidy Smith, off the bases-loaded triple, the 3 RBI triple she just had, will head out to the mound now with an 11-4 lead. Some of the other sponsors we can thank. Great Plains Ear and Hearing. This is my mother's hearing aid guy. He is absolutely fantastic. Jim Schultz, thank you for being a part of these Sioux Valley softball games and Saul's Media broadcasts. A great dude. And if you've got yourself or a family member or, a grandparent that is having some hearing problems, Jim Schultz is your man. He is right downtown in Brookings. He's across the street from Robin Jensen and Ameriprise. Fantastic dude, a fun conversation. He's a big sports fan as well, good golfer, but more than willing to be a part of these softball contests. So thank you to Jim Schultz and Great Plains Ear and Hearing, another proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Saul's Media broadcast. For Cassidy Smith, that's strike 1. This is Kate Meyer, the shortstop for the Sisseton Redmen. 0-1 count now as we begin the top of the third. 11-4 our score. Sioux Valley's a big lead again, and that's going to be a strike in the outside corner. 0-2 now. 2 good pitches by Smith after her bases clearing triple. That is going to be way too high. Hold on to that a little bit. She's laughing that off, too. 1-2 now. Smith delivers. That is going to be popped up on the first base side, going foul just past the fence, and a good catch by one of the Sisseton fans over there. But a foul ball nonetheless. 1-2 count stays for Kate Meyer. Good catch out of the, Well, they look like camping seats out there. You know, the seats you can bring to campsites and ball games like this and sit on the sidelines. Stood up a little bit, made a catch, threw it right back in. The pitch should be too low. 2-2 count now to Kate Meyer. Smith gets a sign and will deliver. Swings through that. Another strikeout for Cassidy Smith. So with one out now for Smith, that is strikeout number 6 so far in game number 2 here. Another strike there on the outside corner. 0-1. That's after Abby Axtell had a bunch of strikeouts in game number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 herself in 3 innings. Cassidy Smith continuing that trend. Another strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Cassidy delivers that. There's a line drive to right field. That is going to get over the head of Maddie Jaquette. That's going to roll to the fence. This is a triple try. She's going to slide underneath that tag. Marano couldn't quite get that around, but a great throw by Cam Eaker to get it over there. Nice relay from Maddie Jaquette. Just not in time as the speedster got all the way around to third. That was Isabel Lamoni with a triple. So with one out, triple, not a double. There we go. There's going to be a strike. This is number 3, the second baseman for Sisseton. 0-1 now in the count. But a triple with one out by Isabel Lamoni. Good pitch there. 0-2. (11-4), still our score here. So Valley still got a big lead. Cassidy Smith going to deliver that just outside. 1-2 now. Cassidy Smith now pitching 1-2. Throw that right down the middle. That's going to be fouled off of the concession stand. 1-2 will stay as our count. That goes right over the dugout, bounced off the concession stand, and rolled all the way over to the baseball fence over there to our right. Cassidy's got her signed. We'll throw that in a little bit low. 2-2 now. Just heard that Amari Ward won the javelin here at the track meet that's to our left and behind us. So good job, Amari Ward, on winning the javelin event. That ball fouled off. It bounced off the concession stand. We got a kid running back with 2 foul balls in her hands. 2-2 count still. One out here in the top of the third. Smith delivers another strikeout. Great pitch there. 2 outs now here in the top of the third. Runner still stranded at third at the moment. For Cassidy Smith, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts now. This will bring Shay Gray, the center fielder, for Sisseton. That is going to be just outside. 1-0 to start Shay Gray. Two outs now here in the third. Cassidy delivers on the outside corner. Nice job on that. 1-1. 1-1 the count now. Cassidy Smith has her plan now. She'll deliver. A little bit low on that one. 2-1. Cassidy too high in that. The girl on third was ready to score on that. 3-1 the count now. 2 outs here in the third. 11-4 our lead by Sioux Valley. Cassidy Smith just trying to get out of this. 3-1 in the count. That is too high. That's going to be a walk. Goes to the backstop, comes right back, and now we've got a rundown. The girl on third trying to get back to third. Throws back to Olsen, and Olsen's going to tag her out right on the third base line. As I mentioned, that pad that is back there doesn't allow that pitch or that pass ball to stay back by the fence. Comes right back to the plate now, and that's going to be out number 3. So that was officially a walk to Shea Gray, but that's going to end it as Isabel Limoni got caught in no man's land out there. So the 2-5-2 put out as J.C. Olsen tagged out Limoni right on the third base line to end the pickle and end the inning in the third. So the top of the third goes no runs, no hits, and Cassidy Smith added 2 more strikeouts to her list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for Cassidy Smith in 3 innings. Not bad. We move to the bottom of the third now, the Sioux Valley side of things. Still 11-4. And they will start with our left fielder, McKinley Schwab, coming to the plate to fire up the bottom of the third. Final warm-ups. Other sponsors we get to thank right now. Back Alley Meats, another fantastic sponsor for our softball season. They've got the jerky chips down there. This is a great butcher shop right in downtown Volga. Dan and friends doing a great job in there with all your steaks, all your burgers, all your brats, everything you need. Backyard parties, grilling out just on a Tuesday night like this is. Back Alley Meats a fantastic spot, but they tried to do something different, and it was called the jerky chips, and they are amazing. Get on down there to Back Alley Meats. Get yourself a bag of the jerky chips. They are addicting as well. So good. Talk to Dan about those, and he will set you up with those. That is going to be a foul ball off of the concession stand roof. So McKinley Schwab now with a 1-1 count here. Back Alley Meats, another proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Sauls Media broadcasts. Thank you to Dan and friends. Buster's Auto Brokers, right on the corner, right on the price, right in Mitchell. Thank you, Buster Vincent, another proud sponsor. All these broadcasts, Schwab is going to lift that up into straight center field, and that'll be Shea Gray bringing that in. So, Schwab starts with a fly out to center field, F8. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Did I just feel a sprinkle? There's no way I felt that, right? So this will bring Amelia Jacobson to the plate. She is our center fielder. She's got a single and a ground out, and she has scored so far in this game. She's going to swing through a bad pitch there, so it's going to be a 1-1 count. Looked like that pitch was a little bit outside. Going to be a tough reach. 1-1 to Jacobson. Ball too high. 2-1 now. 11-4, big lead by the Cossacks. Great crowd here on hand as the left field line is full of Cossack crazies. That pitch too low, 3-1 now. Just a fun day here at the Sioux Valley campus as we've got a track meet going on behind us. Sioux Valley softball trying to get 2 wins today and sweep the doubleheader. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. A full count now with 1 out to Amelia Jacobson. And that'll be a swung on ground ball, third base side. And Jacobson's going to speed that out and beat it out. So an infield hit for Amelia Jacobson. Nice job there. I don't have the name of the girl playing third base, number 6. Just couldn't fire that across fast enough. That's going to bring Audrey Morano, our third baseman, to the plate. She's been hit by a pitch. She walked. That's popped straight up. Catcher trying to go after that. It bounces off of the top of the fence and into the crowd. So Morano is just going to have an 0-1 count with 1 out and Jacobson on first base. Getting caught up on my scoreboard. Once again, I'm the only one, taking care of everything. I'm keeping book and trying to keep a scoreboard together here. Sometimes it gets challenging. Pitch outside, 1-1 count now. Jacobson on first, 1 out, an 11-4 lead in the bottom of the third. That is going to bounce to the plate, and it will allow Jacobson to scamper up to second underneath the tag. Heads up play by Amelia Jacobson, Mia as they call her. So she will move to second. Morano now with a 2-1 count and a runner in scoring position. That pitch too high, 3-1. Morano was hit by a pitch and walked. She scored twice in this game already. That is a big shot to center field. And that is going to be gone. Home run for Audrey Morano. She goes yard. A 2-run shot. That'll score Amelia Jacobson, and a celebration at home plate for Audrey Morano, who goes deep here in the third. Big shot, Audrey Morano, a 2-run jack. Still hearing some cheers from the crowd. So after the 2-run shot by Morano, this will bring the catcher to the plate, J.C. Olson. J.C. has walked, and did she get hit by a pitch in the first? That's a pop fly, right field. That'll go past the glove of the right fielder, bouncing the wall. J.C. Olson scampering around second base. She's going to try for 3, and she will slide in safely over there. So after the home run, J.C. Olson follows that up with a triple of her own. One out here in the bottom of third, 13-4 now. Sorry, 13. That'll bring up Zaylee Lanshin, the left-hander, and she is going to have a check swing there that is safe, so it's just a 1-0 count now. Zaylee trying to get in on the fun here. She's got a walk and a single so far today. Scored 1 run. Trying to continue the fun. How's that? That'll be low. 3-0 now on the count to Zaylee Lanshin. Zaylee playing third base in game number 2 here. But ahead 3-0 in the count. You can watch one here and not have anything too bad happen, and she will. It'll be inside. So a walk for Zaylee. She gets to first. J.C. Olson will stay at third. And that'll bring Cam Eaker, our second baseman, to the plate. She's got a double and a strikeout so far in this game. In the first game, Cam had 2 walks and a fly out, but she did score twice. And that'll be pop up down the third base line. Shortstop going after that, but it'll be just past her glove. So just a foul ball for Cam. So an 0-1 count here with 1 out. And she's got 2 teammates on, first and third. Cam Eaker, Speaker Eaker, as they lovingly call her, because she controls the walk-up songs for all of our girls out here. That pitch gets away from the catcher, but allows Zaylee to scamper down to second. So J.C. Olson will stay at third. Zaylee now at second base. And it'll be a 1-1 count to Cam Eaker. That'll be inside. 2-1 now. iPad power hanging at 28%, so we're doing fine that way. It really was the brightness of the screen that was screwing us up as far as the power goes. So we got that corrected. Cam swings through that. Big cut. 2-2 now. 13-4. Lead by Sioux Valley here in the bottom of the third. 2-2 with 1 out to Cam Eaker. She tapped that. Foul ball. Count will stay 2-2. Got just enough of that to get it over the catcher's head. So a 2-2 count still. That'll be too high. 3-2 now. Full count. Cam Eaker. 2 runners in scoring position. Cam's got a double already in this game. That'll be inside. It's going to hit her. So a hit by pitch for Cam Eaker. That'll get her down to first and fill the bags. J.C. Olsen at third, Zaylee Lanshin at second. Now Cam Eaker on first after being hit by the pitch. And that will bring the 9th hitter in the lineup, Maddie Jaquette, playing right field in game number 2 here. She's got 2 walks, and she has scored in this game already. Now batting with bases loaded. And she'll watch that one outside. Gets ahead in the count 1-0. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. There'll be a big shot through the third baseman and the shortstop. Kate Meyer, the shortstop, got a handle on that after getting a glove on it and kicked it around a little bit, threw it over to third, but it was not in time to get the force out there. So J.C. Olsen is going to score. That allows Zaylee to get to third. Cam is on second, and Maddie Jaquette will have a fielder's choice officially, but she's on first base. So the bases are still loaded, and we go to the top of the order. Cassidy Smith coming to the plate. She's got a single and a double and a flyout so far. That gets away from the catcher. All the runners stay where they are. Bases loaded with 1 out. And now a 1-0 count for Cassidy Smith. Sorry, it was a triple and a single for Cassidy. That was a bases clearing triple, that's right. That is a pop-up coming over the backstop and into the first row of seated fans. 1-1 our count now. So Cassidy Smith are having a good day on the mound with 7 strikeouts, with a triple and a single. So she's 2 for 3 with a run scored. Now she's coming to the plate here with 1 out in the 3rd, and bases are juiced. There is a hot shot to right center field. Past the head of the center fielder. 1 bounce off the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs coming around. The 3rd one is right behind her, and that's going to be another triple for Cassidy Smith. Bases clearing. Zaylee scores. Cam comes around. Maddie comes all the way around from first. That is back-to-back triples for Cassidy Smith with the bases loaded. Three more come across. 17-4 now. So Cassidy Smith with 2 triples and a single. She scored once. This will bring Zoe Hemestead to the plate. The 9th hitter of our 3rd inning. Hemestead with a single, and she scored a line out to shortstop and a 1 hopper to the pitcher in the last inning, as that was a ground out as well. So 1 for 3 on her day. Cassidy Smith, good day on the mound. Back-to-back triples. 6 RBIs now. So she's officially 3 for 4 on her day with a single in the 1st inning. But back-to-back bases-loaded triples to empty the bags. 3-0 count now to Hemestead. And that'll be inside. No, right on the corner on the inside. 3-1 now to Hemestead. Hot shot, third baseman off her glove. She gets a good stop on it. Throw over to first, not in time. And that'll be an RBI single. That brings in Cassidy Smith. She scores, and we're going to have 10 batters come to the plate. Hempstead with an RBI single, infield single. Let me switch that over. Let me switch that over and that over as we put another run across. A 14-run lead now, 18-4 here in the 3rd. And that's going to be a line drive to right field. McKinley Schwab with a great base hit that moves. And not paying attention, Schwab's going to swipe second. They threw it to the pitcher, but not call timeout. So Schwab was kind of in between the bases and scampered over second base without anyone noticing. Hamestead to third. McKinley Schwab with a single. So let me get caught up here. This will be Amelia Jacobson coming to the plate. And we've got Hamestead on third, McKinley Schwab on second, Amelia Jacobson at the plate, 1 out. And we've got time by the home umpire, I think. No pitch there. 1 out here in the bottom of the third, 18-4 our score now. That'll be too high, 1-0 now to Amelia Jacobson, Mia as we call her. She's playing center field. She is 2 for 3 on her day. She scored twice, 2 singles. She will watch that, and that is a 2-0 count now. With 1 out, 2 Cossacks in scoring position. Jacobson can basically end the game here. 15 after 3, right? I think that's how we ended the first game. It's a 14-run lead right now, 18-4. Jacobson hitting with 1 out. We'll watch that, a low pitch, and that's going to be a walk. So that'll load the bases back up. Hemestead on third, McKinley Schwab on second. Jacobson walks to load the bases, and that'll bring Audrey Morano fresh off of a 2-run shot in her last at-bat. Now coming up with 1 out and the bases juiced. Gets a big hit on that right down the third base line. That'll plate 1. McKinley Schwab coming around. That'll plate 2. And that's game. Audrey Morano is going to end it with a 2 RBI single. Hemestead scores. McKinley Schwab scores. Jacobson to second. Morano with the 2 RBIs to end it. 19-4 is... There was 2 runs that came across, so 20-4 is going to do it. So 2 wins against the Sisseton Redmen. We'll officially call that 19-4 as you do 15 after 3, and that's enough. So win-loss record on the season now, 10-5 after sweeping the Sisseton Redmen here at Cotton Field. 10-5 on the season after a 3-win championship at the Flandreau tournament on Saturday. Now they back that up with a doubleheader sweep over the Sisseton Redmen and get themselves ready for a doubleheader Friday night here at Cotton Field as the Castlewood Warriors are coming to town. What a game for Cassidy Smith. Back-to-back triples. Cleared the bases both times. She got 6 RBI with that. Had a single, scored in the first, 2 runs officially. She was 3 for 4 on her day. On the mound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts in 3 innings. Cassidy Smith. If I had a gift certificate or a smoothie to give her, she would earn it. And it was Audrey Morano that could probably get one as well, as she was hit by a pitch in the first and scored on that. Walked in the 3rd inning and scored, and then got 2 hits in the 3rd inning. The first one, a 2-run shot to straight center field, and then it was the RBI single to end it. Audrey Morano delivering in the 3rd inning twice as the Sioux Valley Cossacks found a way to bat around once again and get the win. 19-4, sweep the Sisseton Redmen with a 19-1 win in game number 1 and a 19-4 win in game number 2 and move their season record to 10-5. Congrats to our Sioux Valley Cossacks, the softball team, hitting on all cylinders after a big day on Saturday in Flandreau, and will now prepare themselves for a doubleheader against Castlewood Warriors Friday night. And we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks to all of our sponsors once again. I hope I got to all of you. Maybe I did not. No, I did not. Thank you to Nick's Hamburgers, the legendary hamburger spot in downtown Brookings. Jimmy John's. Aaron, thank you so much. We'll talk about gift certificates on Friday's match. The Man Cave Barbershop, a fantastic barbershop on South of Dairy, right across from the Brookings High School. And I think that's all of them now. Bankstore, Bell Brand, CC's, GP Auto, fantastic spot. Health Source, Precision, Shorty's, Tropical, Back Alley Meats, Buster's, Nick's, Jimmy's, The Man Cave, Midland Contracting, and Great Plains Ear and Hearing, all proud sponsors of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Sauls Media broadcasts. And I will say thank you to once again. Tell your friends that we're on YouTube. We'll do it again on Friday night. Should be fantastic weather again all week long. We're going to have great spring weather, and it should be a lot of fun. So I will talk to you again on Friday live from Cotton Field, right at the top of the bleachers, and we'll hope that our Sioux Valley Cossacks softball team can continue their winning ways as they're on a 5-game win streak now, taking that into Friday night against Catswood Warriors. Congrats on the 2-game sweep over the Sisseton Redmen, and we'll see you Friday afternoon, 4 p.m., next game up. Thanks, everybody.